is showtime. Formula One goes racing on the streets of Las Vegas.
Let's go, good luck.
Now we back.
This one really hurts.
Oh, it's on the dirty side. The top two go off the road.
It'll be a crazy story.
Lando Norris goes off the road.
Let's go.
See, he's gonna come out on top.
Verstappen puts his name up in lights once again.
At the end of this video, one of us is getting a VIP pass to the first ever F1 race in Las Vegas' history.
Stefano said, yeah, we should have a race in Vegas to celebrate.
This video is the biggest challenge we've ever done on the history of our channel.
Let's go, we're in Vegas firing in the NAPT main event, Pokerstars Cup, and the mystery bounty, and who's ever the most profitable Pokerstars is gonna provide them with that F1 ticket.
Guns are blazing, pots are splashing. Let's get into the action.
Let's go!
Main event starts now. Okay, it's Monday morning, it's the first day of the NAPT. We're about to walk into the Pokerstars arena for the first time. Let's see what they do. I hear they put on a good show here. My first hand, I've got King Queen of Spades. I'm down from 30k starting stack to 16,000, which is 30 bigs. Another gun raises to 1200, I just call. And the least fun person at the table re-raises to 5100. The initial raiser calls 5,000, I make the call. Honestly, I don't think I've won a pot at this point. The flop comes 6-4-2, no spades. Doesn't look like we're gonna win this one either. There's a bet and a call. I'm out of there. I'm in the big blind now, down to just 8,000 chips, so 10 big blinds. Folds to the small blind who goes all in. It's not aces, but it'll do. I make the call, and it turns out we're against pocket sevens. Jack me dealer. Oh, our chances of winning are a lot lower now. 8 me dealer. GG. My strategy for this challenge is to go for the win. Maximum bullets, big results, huge numbers in the title, baby. Don't count me out yet. Rosie Jack, I'm going for another second bullet because that first place prize money is me way more than that minus 1600. Let's go. If my last table wasn't tough enough, my arch nemesis sits down. Super pro Kitty Gold gets moved to the table, and she has a history of knocking me out in big tournaments. To make things worse, Nick Schulman sits down 2 to my left. My new table is now Regs and Super High Roller Crushers. This hand is wild. I've got 10 bigs in the big blind with ace-8 offsuit. Kitty raises to 2.5 bigs. I know this is going all in, but I tank, waiting for my cameraman, and during that tank, Kitty calls out of turn. I don't care, I put my chips in the middle and laugh, because my decision hasn't changed. I still go all in, and Kitty now folds. My girlfriend knocked me out of the main event in Hard Rock, and now she's angling me in the NAPT main. We take it down up to 25 bigs, which is great news on the break number 3. Let's keep it going. Right back from break, I find myself all in. I jammed with 15 bigs over a late position raise with ace-3, and he calls with king queen. Surprised to be ahead when he calls, but I'll take it. Here's the run out.
Action flop. Action river.
Minus 3,200 is going to look like nothing when I win this tournament. I'll be back tomorrow. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Okay, let's do this. Honey, I'm home. First full day in Las Vegas. Haven't been able to fire in the first place because we've been working hard, paving the way to have full dedication to poker for the rest of the week. We're finally logging off now. Gonna hit the gym, gonna eat some dinner, gonna check on Frankie, and then tomorrow we'll make our debut. Hopefully Frankie's gonna run well. Hopefully we're gonna run well tomorrow. Jack's coming in tomorrow night. Let's have a good weekend, boys. I've said this before in other videos, and I'll say it again. Bullet number 3 slaps. We late register, so we're starting with 25 bigs. I get seated by Kinda England, who I'm sure a lot of people recognize from Game of Gold. She's got her signature wine glass at her side, along with a trophy from winning the NAPT ladies event. I'm already on bullet 3. So I'm bullet 3, so we are ahead as of now, and we haven't played yet, but it's a very long series. Good luck. You too. This hallway is gonna be where the walk of glory or the walk of shame is. Hopefully the first one. I've done more folding and played 3 hands, and I'm already down to 8 big blinds when I finally wake up with the real hand. Ace King suited. I have 11,500 chips. Hijack raises to 3,000. I go all in. He shakes his head and makes the call. Come on, dealer, hit me. I said me. Oh, we 8 of clubs too. Nice hand. Ace king of clubs with 10 8 of clubs. Better luck to Rosie and Jello, but when bullet number 4, max firing. If we win it, we still win this thing. No worries. Don't worry about it.
You know those memes where it's like, this is how I'm sleeping tonight when you have like a big thing in the morning? This is how we're sleeping. The final piece I wanted to show you what we're putting on. The Team Pro patch. Just absolutely surreal that I get to wear this today. And it's because of you guys. So just need to stop and say thank you. Woo! We are finally into the main event, and we immediately look down at pocket aces. We raise to 400, get 3-bet by a tight player to 1600. I'm smelling an amazing cooler. We 4-bet to 4,200, and he makes the call. Off to a flop, which comes king, king, 4 with 2 spades. I have a spade. He checks, we continue for 2,600, and he calls. The turn is an offsuit 6, and when he checks, I don't think we can get 3 streets of value from 10s, jacks, or queens given the big stakes of the main event against a tighter player. So I check it back, and the river is an offsuit jack. And he thinks about it before putting me all in with an overbet jam for 17,300 chips. I sat down less than 30 minutes ago, and if I call wrong here, I'm immediately eliminated. We lose to ace king, king queen, and pocket jacks. We beat queens and we beat 10s, but would queens or 10s turn their hand into a bluff in this spot in the main event? I don't think so. So I make the absolutely painful pocket aces fold. First break, that was a lot. Did not think we'd be getting aces that early and losing with aces that early. I think I'm okay with it. I don't know. A roller coaster of emotions. A couple levels later, I am blessed with another premium in pocket kings, and this time it is beautifully simple as we get it all in against pocket queens. For our tournament life though, let's head to a run out. We double up to over 70,000 in chips and quickly put those chips back in play as we find an all-in spot button versus small blind. We've got ace queen, she has ace jack of clubs, and the aftermath of this hand is pretty wild. Here we go. All right, I just eliminated a player, and the table's now telling me, Judy's telling me that was the #1 female player of all time on the markets. Is that right, Judy?
Yes, that's exactly right.
All right, that bust out is a lot more significant. Wow, honored to be next to her.
It's the final day of the main event, and I'm on bullet number 4. Go big or go home, right? Well, I already went home twice, so maybe that's not the best expression. I'm shipping this one though. Rosie's out here battling behind me, so let's keep our eyes on the prize. We raise king queen in the button to 1,300, and David Williams makes the call. Heading to a flop versus an old school legend that comes king jack 10. I bet 2,500, he calls. The turn is a jack. Better card for him, I check. River ace, I bet 7,000. David snap calls with queen 6. We chop it up versus the go, but I really wanted to beat him instead.
All right, the first day where you got multiple NEXTGEN members in a flight, we both make dinner break. I'm sitting at 59,000 right now, a little over average stack. What we doing, Bees?
20,000. So not average stack, but we're still in the tournament. That's all that matters.
Jack's about to be here as well.
Oh yes, let's go.
Finally, we pick up our first big pocket pair, pocket queens. We raise early position to 2,400 with only 15 bigs, and someone jams all in for 13. Let's go. We make the call, and he has ace jack offsuit. Let's listen in live. You might be able to see it, but I'm so numb to this at this point. I don't feel tilted at all. Bullet number 4 certainly wasn't slapping. We're all in no matter what next hand. Button raised with jack 9 offsuit, and we call blind. Flop comes 10-6-4. We're still live. We need a 9 or 5. King on the turn. Come on, dealer. Ah-yah.
Okay, we got 11 minutes till the flight E is done, so we're gonna register bullet number 5. All that means is that we need to do pretty well with this bullet.
It's been a tough few hours. We have had nothing to work with. We have chips. We have more than we started with. We started there with 30. We got more than that. But
Let's go, Rosie!
how you doing, Beast?
Busted but bullet 5
Okay.
and ready for more.
You know what they say about
they
the
can't
fifth.
hurt me. Bullet 5 smacks.
It hits. The day one defining hand starts right now. We've got King Jack of Spades on the button. We're on level 13 out of 14 in this flight, meaning we are less than an hour away from advancing to day 2. We see an early position raise to 4,000. The cutoff calls, I call, big blind calls. We're off to a flop 4 ways, which comes, I kid you not, 10, 9, 3, all spades. Yes, it checks all the way to me. I'm betting. I bet 7,500 and only the big blind calls. This big blind is Nick Seward, tournament pro, and my buddy whose house I actually crashed at in Vegas when I played my first ever $10,000 tournament. Me and him are now heads up to a turn, which is an offsuit queen. He checks, and it's time to size up. We want to get value from 2 pairs sets, worse flushes. I bet 20,000, and he calls again. So we are now heading to a river with 74,000 in the middle and less than 30,000 in my stack. This is it. Don't pair the board. Don't pair the board. Don't pair the board. It is the lovely offsuit 10. Yep, of course. Nick thinks about it and checks. And oh my goodness, I think about it and I can't think of a lot of worse hands that will call a river jam. Worse flushes, yes. Maybe straights, but we block the straight of King Jack, and I honestly think Nick would fold a straight on the turn. Queen 10 boats up, 10-9 boats up, pocket 3s boat up, pocket 9s. We make one of the wildest checkbacks of our career, and Nick turns over pocket 3s. My stomach still drops as we watch over half of our stack leave us, and he asks us this.
Check back a flush.
To watch the vlog.
I really.
We saved our own life, but we drop under 20 big blinds and get it all in here with ace queen. The big blind calls with pocket 7s, and now our life is truly on the line. Pain. Nice hand. Because we made the check back with the flush, we gave ourselves a fighting chance to get in a coin flip for another big pot. I'm proud of myself for analyzing that situation. A coin flip is just a coin flip. No comment. See you tomorrow.
We've officially made it past late register for the first time in 5 bullets. I have 15 bigs with Queen Jack of Spades. I'm not sure whether to raise to 2 bigs or jam. I decided to go all in, rip the band-aid off, right? Small blind makes the call. Oh boy, he has ace 10. We are due, and the dealer rips off this band-aid quicker than I can even announce it. We couldn't turn our whopping 31,000 into a deep run, but there's one more flight to try. Good thing we have a new fish at the table.
Bullet number 6, baby. Let's run it up. You know we like to make a grand entrance. We arrive fashionably late to the poker capital of the world, Las Vegas. And what better way to make an entrance than to jump right into the main event, hosted by none other than the legends at Pokerstars. Sharing the felt with us today is the one and only Scotty, baby. Scotty Win.
I thought I played blackjack. God.
Scotty Win, the former champion.
That's no limit, baby.
We decide to bluff Scotty when we flop a flush draw and go for it. Sorry, Scotty, but today the baby got bluffed. And our co-owner, Frankie, isn't safe either.
I'm not folding 15 bigs, brother. I made the call.
We found ourselves in a classic showdown, and we played a little 6-5 of spades magic trick, turning a seamlessly harmless hand into a straight that sent Frankie packing. Last hand before the break, we decided to spice things up a bit. With a little 5-4 offsuit action, we bluffed our way through the hand, showing the table that we have a crazy side in us and hopefully making them call me down later next time when we actually have it.
This is our final shot. We are already past late registration on the final flight. I jam pocket 4s into someone I'm a huge fan of, Masato Yokosawa. How many crushers am I going to run into this event? He makes the call with pocket 7s. Let's rip the band-aid off again.
Thank you.
Although I just doubled, this fight is turbo. I find myself short again with Jack 10 offsuit in the big. I defended a raise from a super tilted player and the flop came King 9-4. He bets small and I call. The turn is a jack and he shoves all in. I want to. No, I need to make day 2 so I have a shot at this F1 ticket. But I just think this guy's full of it in this spot. I make the call. He says you're good and shows a 2. I show my hand and then he shows a king behind it. After I left, he said he needed to teach me a lesson as I walked away from my 7th bullet.
Gets needled, gets slow rolled in the last hand. Yeah, this one really hurts. And man, I don't want to play another tournament. This one sucks. Good night.
Now, hold on to your poker chips, folks, because the biggest pot of the day is coming your way. Pocket fours, hijack opens, we call in the cutoff. Flop is jack 6 deuce with 2 spades. He bets small, and we make the call. Turns at 3, we pick up some equity, and now he bombs it for the size of the pot, 12,000 chips. This is the same guy we bluffed last hand with the 5-4 off, and so he might be coming after us. We don't believe him just yet. We make the call again, and what do you know? Bink! We hit a 5 on the river, but it's the 3rd spade, and he doesn't hit the brakes. Actually, he slams the pedal to the metal. He jams all in for 30,000 chips. We've came this far. I don't think we can fold once we get there. I take a deep breath, make the call. He proudly tables ace-jack with the ace of spades. We can beat that, and we win a massive one. As the chips stacked up, so did our confidence. We bagged a comfortable 120,000 chips for day 2, ready to keep this poker party rolling. We bagged, Pedro.
Y'all bag.
Yes, sir. We just wrapped up day 1. That was super fun. We bagged 126K. It's like 4 starting stacks, a little bit more. Gonna go get some rest and play day 2 tomorrow. Let's go!
All right, player. Good luck.
Day 2, baby.
It's bittersweet.
Good luck, brother.
Thank you.
Good luck.
He's a front runner for this challenge. We are competing, but obviously this guy wins the main. That supersedes everything.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's go. Good luck.
Day 2 of the main event is underway, and we are still quite far from the money. That's alright though, because we've got plenty of chips and a will to fight on as we pick up the Cowboys and raise it up and get defended by the big blind, Matt Hunt from Solve for Why. The flop is great, 10-6-6 with 2 hearts. He checks, and I play this one tricky and check it back. Turn is an offsuit ace, one of the cards I really didn't want to see on the turn, but Matt checks again. I'm pretty sure we've got the best hand at this point. I bet small, and Matt isn't done with the hand yet. He makes a call. River is a 9. It completes the flush, and just another not great card. Matt checks it once more, and in fear of being check raised, I check it back. He shows us queen 10, and we win the pot, which is nice, but surely lost out on some value by getting tricky on that flop.
Well, right now we're on the bubble. There's 160 people left, but this level's been brutal. Hopefully we can secure the cash and then catch some double ups and get right back in the mix.
There's only one person left to bust, and no one wants to be the bubble boy. Tensions are high as hand-for-hand play is underway. Each all-in is announced on a microphone by the tournament director, and we all sit patiently, praying for the downfall of whoever is the shorter stack. We're hoping just to fold and fold and fold until someone busts, but we pick up pocket jacks. A small pit forms in my stomach as I reach for chips and send 10,000 soldiers into the field of battle. The big stack at the table is in the big blind, and he defends, and the flop is king 7-6 with 2 clubs. He checks, and now I'm torn on whether to bet or check here simply because of the bubble. I ultimately decide I think betting small is the best way to control the size of the pot and possibly just win the pot right now. So that's what I do, and I am immediately punished for opening up my stack when I get check raised to 20,000. It's a gross spot, but I'm not about to bubble and I need to preserve a stack.
Look at that fold. Look at that discipline. He's so good.
I fold, lick my wounds, and then finally, pop! The bubble bursts and we secure a cash in the main event at the NAPT. Let's go!
We made the money, right? Come on, Matt. Oh, he's dead serious over there.
Who wants money? Like and subscribe for money.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we're down to crumbs, about 10 big blinds now. I pick up Jack 10 offsuit under the gun +1 and fold. Very next freaking hand, I pick up Jack 10 offsuit again in the low jack this time. And fold again. Yeah, that's right. I studied pokercoaching.com charts before this. And bang bang, look at that. Poker coaching approves once again. Let's go. I must have gotten super sick though because I catch a case of card deadness. Probably the worst I've ever gotten it. And it's in the biggest tournament spot of my life. For what feels like hours, I fold and fold, watching my stack dwindle as the blinds increase and slowly chip away at my stack. I feel handicapped, and I come down to 3 big blinds left when the big blind reaches me. I put in my ante, I put in my blind, and I'm left with 1 mere blind behind. Under the gun raises, which is just gross. It folds around to me, and I call all in without even looking at my cards. I think we kind of have to at this point. And what do we have? 8-4 offsuit. Nice. We're up against ace 6 of clubs, so we're actually pretty live until an ace rolls off on the flop. The turn and river are no help, and we are sent packing, but with a nice little 3,400 payday as well. But don't worry, I wasn't the only one who scored today.
We're back, and we are firing in the 550 Pokerstars Cup. Yesterday, it happened. We got a lot of good hours in, we got a lot of good volume in. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm feeling very prepared to come in today. 300K guaranteed in this tournament, so can definitely win the challenge with a good result here. Redemption time from our painful main event exit. It's time to catch Jack in the Pokerstars Cup. But the poker gods test us. As you can see me folding and folding and folding garbage here. That was the entire day, and late into day one, we find ourselves with 10 big blinds. And then we finally see some beautiful Las Vegas ladies. And we shove 12,300, and we get 2 customers. We were up against pocket 8s and jack 10 of clubs, an amazing opportunity to more than triple up, off to a flop for our life. We are immediately outflopped by jack 10, and the turn is the defibrillator in the king of spades. We just need to fade now, a jack or a 10, and we win. And the river is a 9. We are back, and shortly after find our first bag of this NAPT trip. See you on day 2. We got our last 10 big blinds in with pocket queens. As you saw, we found the triple up. And now I feel like we've got some momentum. The vibes are good, so we'll see if we can keep it rolling. And we got Frankie, who is currently running in right now. Probably the last person to register this flight is Frankie, so we'll see if hopefully he can spin it up too.
Pokerstars Cup, last second entry, let's go.
We late reg to 500 down heaps, but I'll say this again. If I bink this tournament, or not even bink, just final table it, then I still win this challenge. Volume, baby. We start relatively short after losing the first hand I play, and jam ace queen. Small blind makes the call with pocket 3s, and we're flipping immediately for our stack. Come on.
Well, that was the shortest bullet so far of the trip. I was into the game for 15 minutes, busted immediately. I'm not really feeling it.
We're late reg in this Pokerstars Cup, $550 buy-in. Hopefully we can spin it up. We need to keep up with Rosie because he's in day 2. We're going to bag a bigger stack than him.
We're playing the Pokerstars Cup. We lose 1 medium pot and are already in shove fold territory. I guess that's just the nature of max late regging, but who cares because we've got the jellos.
How long have you been playing, Jack? Hold on 1 second. I asked him my question, he shits on me. I haven't even looked at my cards. Hey, I'm gonna take this person.
The dude calls me off, and it's a dream spot because he's got 10s, baby. We fade a 10, catch the double, and are dealt ace queen of spades in the big blind. It folds to the small blind, he completes, and I punish him for his weak action and raise it on up. And he wants to punish me right back because he shoves all in. I certainly wasn't expecting that. I count my chips. We've got about 30 big blinds. We've got a very strong hand, and I'm trying to build a stack here and win this thing, so we're going to call this one off, and thank God we did because he has ace-9 offsuit. We decide to run it once, and we make the nuts, catch yet another double, and we are sitting pretty. We get moved tables, get dealt ace-king, and end up getting ourselves all in versus infamous jellos for a massive flip. If we can secure this one, we'll have a very, very healthy stack. Unfortunately, that's not in the cards for us today. We lose this one, but what fun is an easy tournament run anyways? I want a challenge. We use our remaining chips to bluff catch a guy correctly in a pretty sizable pot, but he gets there on the river and finesses us pretty good. We are down to crumbs, desperate just to put our chips in the middle, and that's what we're going to do with ace queen. We get it called off by 7s, and we need to win a flip to stay alive. Queen 8-9 is a flop that looks just about as good as the girls on the Sports Illustrated magazines I would steal from my older brother's room, but the 10 on the turn is not as attractive. 10 cards in the deck now exist that, if placed on that river, will send me packing. The 3 of hearts is not one of them though. We catch the double, bag a modest stack for day 2, and live to fight another day.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I'm back, boys. It's the Poker Cup, baby. Just need 1 deep run. Volume, volume, volume.
All right, we're coloring up on the first break. Things are going well, but a lot more work to do.
We move tables with 70,000, 21 bigs, still plenty, and jam cutoff versus a hijack open. He calls quick. I know I'm in bad shape. Pocket 10s versus kings. We'll actually pick up more outs here. Queen me, baby. 1 time. Nope. Now, with 3 big blinds facing a raise in the big blind, we have to call blind again. Another blind sweat, this time for $500.
That's it. So sick. Okay, boys, I do have an announcement. I'm stepping down from this challenge. I'm letting 2 even players compete for the finals. But now it's between these 2 to fight for the F1 ticket.
Day 2 begins, and we quickly find a spot with King 10 of Hearts on the button. This is our day. A deep run here can allow us to pass Jello and claim the lead in this F1 challenge. We're around 15 big blinds here and rip it all in against tight players in the blinds. The small blind folds, and the big blind, poker commentator Kenneth James, goes into the tank and makes the call.
I'm sorry, I'm tight, I'm old.
And he shows ace 10, and that is not what I wanted to see. We head to a run out with our life on the line.
Always to the you can't. Always to the He's a Pokerstars team pro. It's not fair.
And that bink allows us to get to this moment. We are in the money. Let's go. Now we battle. Now it's time to run up a stack. And we dwindle again before finding Queen 9 in the small blind. It folds all the way to us. We shove, and the 1 player left wakes up with another nightmare. King 9. And he loudly celebrates in my face.
Come on, hold on.
Here we go again.
No.
Oh my God. Brutal.
Wow, wow, wow. We are so alive. Oh my goodness. Let's go win this thing. All right, this is the part of the trip where I'm like, I love tournaments. Have the tourney bug. Hearts pounding. We're on break. We're in the money. 82 left. And 19 big blinds, which at this stage of the tournament feels like a lot when it normally doesn't.
Second day 2 of these fantastic Pokerstars events, ready to spin up a stack, and what better way to kick it off than with 2 disagreeing Germans, 9-9. My 12-ish big blinds go into the middle, the button calls it off, and it's a classic flip versus the ace-king. The flop has a lot of paint on it, and it's no longer a flip, yet a desperation to somehow find the Germans' long-lost triplet in the deck somewhere. He's nowhere to be found though, and we are busto.
Unfortunate. Kind of a bad run at the end. That's all right. What up, Brandon? And yeah, we're out, but go Rosie, he's still in it. Let's go.
We see Queen Jack in the cutoff and make it 20,000 off 17 big blinds. The small blind calls, and we flop trips on Queen 8 rainbow. He checks, super dry board, we check for deception. And the turn's a rainbow 10, and he checks again. Now it's time to bet. I make it 25,000 and he makes the call. The river is a king and he checks again. Time to value bet. I make it 45,000. We started the tourney with only 30,000 in our entire stack. And he now decides to river check raise us all in for our tournament life. I made a big river fold in the main and a big river check back in the main, but now I think it's time to pounce. I make this river call and he shows Jack 8 offsuit. We get a full double up and there are less than 50 people left in this tournament. On our new table with a massive stack, we see pocket kings. You know when it just feels like it's your day? This is what it's feeling like right now. We see the low jack open to 33K, the high jack calls, and we 3-bet to 110,000. The low jack goes into the tank and makes the call. He is also the big stack at the table. And we go heads up to a flop of queen deuce deuce, 2 clubs, 1 spade. I love this board. Pocket queens would 4-bet a lot at our stack depth, and a deuce makes no sense, and we unblock both flush draws. I see bet for 80,000, and he goes all in for 350,000. We make the call, and this pot nears 1 million in chips, one of the biggest pots of my entire life. And he shows ace deuce of hearts. Wow, and just like that, it's over. All right, I mean, I'm obviously mad about that. Not mad, it's sad. More sad than that. But we won multiple all-ins when we were behind with our life at stake. That's poker. So you win some when you're ahead, you lose some when you're behind. Hell of a run. All right, payout, $1,200. It's pretty good. Got 44th place out of almost 700 people, which is also good. One more event, the mystery bounty. See how we do in that. And yeah.
I think I might be addicted to max late regging because that's exactly what I do in this $1,100 mystery bounty. It's 11:40 p.m. when we take our seat, and like clockwork, before we know it, we're in shove or fold territory. The cutoff opens, we're on the button with ace king and shove 12 big blinds into the middle. folds back to this guy, he weighs his options and decides he wants me gone from the table and makes a call, putting me at risk. He's got pocket fours, but ace king is invincible in these Vegas tournaments because I flop a king, catch the double, and get dealt the royalty again just a few hands later. I open, this absolutely nuts player at the table shoves for 20 big blinds, the rest of the table folds, and I snap call, and he's got a monster this time. King 3 offsuit. We hold, stack the dude, and now have some chippies to play with.
We are about to enter the $1,100 mystery bounty, which will be our final event of this trip. And a lot could happen. Jack has a lead right now, but he could be caught if we run well in this tournament. If we pull a mystery bounty, we don't even necessarily have to run well. If we pull one bounty and it's big, we could win the whole thing. So you're about to see me go balls to the walls. I want to build a stack. I'm gonna do it by any means possible. And we're gonna take some aggressive lines.
Let me set the scene. About 100 people entered this graveyard shift of a tournament. 21 of us make day 2. 22 of us are left, and we've got 6 blinds left. I peel king queen of clubs in the cutoff. I shove all in, not only putting my stack at risk, but also risking being the bubble boy. I picture myself leaving the poker room with everyone else. There I am, the lone ranger of sadness in a sea of smiling faces. The bubble boy, the poker powder, the deflated dasher, the last card lamenter. Oh wait, they all folded. Next thing I know, someone at the other table gets stacked, and that frown is turned upside down.
Let's go, everyone. Say hi to the camera. We made the money. We made the money. Let's freaking go.
We bag a tiny stack for day 2, but have a big old grin across our face.
We've got 7-6 offsuit here in the big blind, and we in the button call a 2100 raise from early position. We hit a flop of 983 rainbow. We check to the aggressor who checks, and the button attempts to take a stab at it for 1600. We said we wanted to come in hot and build a bounty grabbing stack. So let's get aggressive. I check raise this open ender to 5500. Early position folds, but the button calls. The turn is the king of hearts, and let's fire one more time. This will put a lot of pressure on his 9x and 8x. I bet 6,000, and he thinks, before putting me all in for 22,000. Not what we want to see. I fold, and shortly after, find ace king on the button and get it all in preflop versus pocket nines, and the entire challenge is now on the line. One coin flip deciding whether or not Jack clinches a VIP ticket to the first ever F1 race in Las Vegas. Here we go. That was quick.
Day 2 is here, let's go! We waste no time getting involved when we pick up ace jack in early position. We shove, and the player next to act just can't wait to pull a bounty. They make the call. Pocket jellos? You've gotta be kidding me. Flop is 6-9-3, turn is a 7, and now there are 3 aces left in the deck that will still give me tournament life. I'm summoning with every muscle in my body to miraculously pull one of these out here. Nope.
We are busted out. Pretty much the first hand dealt in. I think like the third hand dealt in. It's devastating. Tournaments are tough, but it was an overall great experience, and thank you so much to Pokerstars for making this all happen.
Congrats, Jack. You know, it's a bummer. We did have the deepest run of the whole week with the top 50 finish in the Pokerstars Cup, but because it was the smallest buy-in, the cash was not enough to lift my profit to where it needed to be. Just very grateful to be able to do things like this and to be able to compete for things like the F1 pass. So putting everything in perspective, thank you guys.
Let's freaking go. I won the challenge, beat Frankie and Rosie, and secured that golden F1 ticket from Pokerstars. But Pokerstars didn't stop there. They invited one of us to go on an insane Grand Tour road trip from Northern California all the way down to Vegas to kick off the race. The cars were as stunning as my poker skills, and the views, oh the views, it looked incredible, and I'm sure Frankie had the time of his life.
I'm so lucky. Thank you, Pokerstars.
The race, insane. Atmosphere, electric. We bumped into Christian Horner, Red Bull Racing CEO, and soccer legend Sergio Busquets. You might have noticed Rosie in that pic with Sergio. Well, that's because Pokerstars also surprised us with the second F1 ticket the day of the race, which meant Rosie and Frankie could each join me on different days. The red Spade Pass winners were a wild and fun bunch. We might have ended up seeing Calvin Harris until the sun came up, but Who cares? It's Vegas, baby. We hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we did filming it. Subscribe for more, and until next time, peace!